Welcome back, students. In this section, we'll try to understand all about the lower tail test, upper tail test, and two-tail test. And these three types of test is very, very important before I try to prove the hypothesis. Okay. Now, we need to understand based on the null hypothesis and alternative hypothesis, we need to identify first which one will be the lower tail test, which one will be upper tail test, and which one will be the two-tail test. And then only accordingly, we can go ahead and we can try to find out the rejection region, what will happen, and we can prove or approve or disapprove the null hypothesis. Now in this case, I'll take three different examples and I will prove lower tail, upper tail and two tail test. Now in the first example, it is said that Shyam claims that his average score is minimum 150, and in that case what we need to do, we need to write down the null hypothesis and the alternate hypothesis. So in this case I said that claim is average score is minimum 150. So that means mu minimum 150, more than or equal to 150, and another will be less than 150. So this one will be alternate hypothesis and this one will be, this one will be null hypothesis and this one will be alternate hypothesis. Great. Now let's consider the second example. Now I will let's write the null hypothesis and alternate hypothesis which you have understood in the previous section for all these three examples. Then I will tell you the tip how you can clearly identify, easily identify which one is the lower tail test, which one will be the upper tail test, and which one will be the two tail test. Okay. Now consider the second example wherein it is mentioned that Shobha Builder claims that the average price for the houses in Bangalore is more than 50,000. So in that case I will say mu is more than 50,000 and mu is less or equal to 50,000. So in this case this is null hypothesis, this is alternate hypothesis. Great. And in the third example, that YouTube example, the average age of YouTube users is 25 years. So I can say mu equals to 25 years exactly, and another claim is mu is not equals to 25 years. Correct? These two claim happen, and as equal sign is here, so I will say null hypothesis is this one and this one will be the alternate hypothesis. Clear? So for these three examples we have correctly identified or constructed or formed null hypothesis and the alternate hypothesis from the examples given data, right? Now which one will be the lower tail test, which one will be the upper tail test, and which one will be the two tail test. Now in this case we will see the alternate hypothesis and I will try to see this sign, less than sign or greater than sign or not equal to sign. Now in alternate hypothesis H1, this sign gives us the hints that what kind of tail test we should do. That means in this case it is less than sign, so it is a lower tail test. Okay. If it is more than sign, so I will be saying upper tail test, and if it is not equals to 0, I will say two tailed test. Is it clear? Clear? So that means it will be like this. So in this case lower tail test is this side, rejection region, upper tail test is this side is the rejection region, and two tail test is nothing but both the sides of the rejection region. Is it clear? So this is the very simple concept about that, about the lower tail test, upper tail test and the two tail test. Hope you have understood very clearly.